Hey, Dragon Keeper 19600 here. As promised, though it's kind of late, here's my review, discussion, reaction, chimera type thing of the Season 2 opening arc, Orion Pax. I've been calling it The Return of Orion Pax because I honestly thought that's what the title was, but it turns out that's not the title. It's just Orion Pax. I'm like, oh, I feel silly now. But whatever. So yeah, it's 3 episodes. The arc has pretty much come to a close, and now the season proper can begin. And I feel like this story was pretty good, pretty exciting. You know, we cared what happened. But I feel like my main thing is I feel like there was a lot of potential that went untread here. Like Optimus not knowing who he is and being like new to this whole war thing when he'd been such a present force before. I feel like there was more they could have done with that instead of just the Decepticons just getting him to, you know, hack things for them. I feel like there was more, like maybe his past with Megatron could have been explored more. Like, I feel like more could have been done with it. And I'm really tired right now. I probably won't go into everything I wanted to, and I'll probably forget stuff and be mad at myself later. But yeah. But as it is, the story is good, but it could have been great. Like, this could have been really profound, really deep. But you know, Megatron's response for having Optimus not know who he is and like believe him to be an ally was to just like shut him in a back room, you know, and make sure he didn't find out anything. It's like instead of like actively trying to convert him. This whole 3rd episode, I think I had been feeling kind of meh about the first 2 episodes, honestly, but the 3rd episode, part 3, really made up for it because that was by far the coolest in this season. Not in the whole series because, you know, we'd had some pretty cool moments before there, but in this season so far, the 3 episodes in this season, that one was the best. And it was intended to be the best because it was the finale to the arc. I really like how dark, forlorn Cybertron looked. Like, it had a really grim atmosphere to it. I love that. The Insecticon was really cool. Like, I first saw it, I was genuinely disturbed. Like, what is that thing? But it's an Insecticon. You know, it's kind of... It was really creepy, you know, hulking, menacing. It was more like a monster than an actual character. Like... Yeah, you know, like how like in the Michael Bay films, the Decepticons are less of characters and more like monsters. Well, it was a little more like that, except intentional. I love how the Scraplets came back. I love continuity, things like that. Or like Scraplets were way back in like episode 7 in the first season. They haven't been mentioned up till, well, they might have been mentioned, but they haven't been seen again up till this point, and they ended up sort of, in a way, saving the day. I love how, also, how determined all the Autobots were to get Optimus back. Like, this all happens in the 3rd part, though RC did have a really cool scene in part 1 where she's trying to get Optimus back. Part 3, all of them do that, and all of them are, like, willing to throw themselves at Megatron to save their leader and to get him back and, you know, get their friend back. He's not just their leader, he's their friend, too, and you know, that came across, especially with Ratchet. I love Ratchet. He's such a softie, isn't he? Like, he pretends he's not, but we know better, don't we? We do. Ratchet, you can't hide anything from us. You know, there was one horrible moment where when Ratchet was, like, rushing at Megatron, where I genuinely thought he was going to die. I'm like, that was it. Like, for a split second, I really thought that was going to be it for Ratchet. But he lived. Thank goodness. So, like, I'm not ready for that. For beginning of season 2, Ratchet dead. No, Ratchet's my favorite. He's been my favorite ever since he left to the lolcat. You know, yeah. So that character development was great. I feel like the other human characters, like Jack, did everything in this arc. Miko did nothing. Raph did nothing. June kind of didn't do anything, but still her character growth was there. It was like, you know, at the beginning she was like overprotective of Jack, and now she's learning to loosen up and allow him to go and save their friend and be a hero. And Sorry. Agent Fowler didn't do much either. They were all just kind of hanging out in base, just kind of watching. What else? Oh, Starscream. I feel like I'm a little disappointed Starscream isn't more prevalent in this, but you know, I guess maybe he'll be more prevalent later. Like they don't like something kind of like a flavor, I guess. I'm not sure if this is making sense, but if you keep getting the same flavor over and over for a really long extended period of time, you get tired of it. So maybe like Starscream, they're trying to like use Starscream sparingly. Like everyone before season 2 even ever aired, after we saw the season 1 finale, people were like guessing that, I bet Starscream shows up and he's gonna run into Optimus. He's not gonna know anything that happened. He's gonna throw Optimus self-doubt. And I'm like, that would be cool. And that's exactly what happened. Isn't it? Really? Starscream comes in, throws doubt into Orion Pax, and then he probably would have gotten farther, but he had gotten chased out. I guess the Radicons read the message boards also. So I'm trying to remember what happened in part 2. I really can't. That was just them planning, wasn't it, mostly? And Optimus growing suspicious. So yeah, part 1, part 3 is where most of the stuff that I remember happened. Part 2 was just kind of there. Because like I said, I didn't have a strong enough reaction to it. That's why I didn't do a overview, or whatever of it. What else? What else do I want to talk about? Oh yes, Vector Sigma. Yeah, I've been a Transformers fan for a long time, like 5 years now. Has it really been 5 years? Wow, I don't think I've ever stuck with the fandom that long. But I never saw the G1 episodes of Vector Sigma. I haven't gotten that far in Beast Wars yet. So back in season 1, when Optimus handed Jack the key to Vector Sigma, I had to go online and look it up. And like what I saw was like how it looks in most portrayals is like this big yellow glowing sphere. It kind of looks like the Epcot ball at Disney World, right? It's just kind of floating. And I like how they did something different with that. I like in Transformers shows where they don't reuse old plots, but they like reimagine things and make them cooler or less cool in some cases, but you know, change them and make them to fit the story that they want. And that was really cool, that reimagining. I thought I liked like way back years ago when Animated came out, there was this one reviewer who I guess knows something about Transformers who was saying that there's one point in the opening like pilot movie's really good, but there's one point where like Optimus grabs the Allspark and runs away from Starscream, and it makes sense in this scenario with these characters, except the guy who's running away is named Optimus Prime, and the guy who is shooting at him as he's running away is named Starscream. And I'm like, yeah, you know, in the course of G1 or whatever, that would make sense. But in this setting, these characters with this reimagining, it does make sense, and I like that. I like when writers do new things. Maybe that's the reason Beast Wars endured so long, because this is the first series to really do something new, like with completely different characters and completely different setup. So yeah, in summary, it could have been better. It could have been great, but as it was pretty good. It had great moments. And I'd love to see where the series goes from here. I do want to comment on Optimus Prime losing his memory of Orion Pax. I don't know why that happened. In universe, I know why it happened from a writer standpoint, though, is because they don't want Optimus Prime to be able to warn the Autobots about Project Iacon. And that's what that is. And I think Project Iacon will probably fit into the season 2 finale somehow. Yeah. I'm really looking forward to the next episode. I hear it's about Bumblebee, Operation Bumblebee. We're gonna learn how Bumblebee lost his voice. I haven't read the comics and I haven't played War for Cybertron. So if you know anything about this, please don't tell me. Like, no spoilers, please. I want it to be a surprise when I see the episode. Thanks. People who have been commenting, thanks a lot for watching my videos. I'm glad you like them, and I'll keep more coming. And yeah, so season's off to a good start, and I hope that it only gets better from here. Strike Keeper 19600. Thanks.